Hey guys, so some of you may know that I'm just getting over a cold or a flu, whatever it is. One of the common questions that I want to address are the two main ones is if one being, should you train when you are sick? And two, how to get back into the gym after taking time off when you have been sick. Diving into the first question of should you train when you're sick? Well, it kind of just depends on the severity. So if you are sick from the neck below, meaning it is muscle fatigue, you have respiratory problems, like you already have trouble breathing, probably not a good idea to go train in the gym just because if you were to just even walk around and you don't even have the energy for that, you probably won't have a good workout overall and you're just adding extra stress on your body for no reason. However, if you are getting over a cold towards the ending stages and you're kind of where I'm at right now, where it's just congestion in the nose and your voice sounds a little off, you might be okay to get by, but I wouldn't recommend going 100% into it. You want to just probably take the session super lightly. But if you do have something contagious like COVID or something or pneumonia, then you should probably stay home just as a general etiquette for the people around you. Chances are you might have gotten sick by someone at the gym, and it's honestly just not a fun time to know that you've been doing well and then you wake up the next day just feeling not the best. Now, if you're at this point where you're not sure if you're using being sick as an excuse to not go, the way I like to do it is if you can go on a walk and you don't feel any fatigue or if you don't feel like you're too out of breath, you're probably good to go back to the gym. You could even try and practice light cardio, like very light jogging, elliptical. And if you find that you're okay doing that, then chances are you're good to go back to the gym. But you struggle to even just walk around your house, you can't even do your basic household chores like laundry, the dishes, then you probably should give it another day until you feel good enough to just even do that much. If you're worried about losing all your progress or all your muscle mass, just know that taking a full week off from the gym or any physical activity will not result in any muscle loss. It takes about a month to actually see your muscle loss slowly decrease, but even then it's by little percentages. So it's nothing too big that you have to worry about if you're going to worry about losing all of your progress. But if you are at that point where you can do some light activity, it's recommended that you do it just so it kind of improves your immune system. It helps kind of get it back on track and getting things going, but that's only if you can do minimal movement. So now going into how do you even get back on track when you have been sick? The thing is I feel like people just overcomplicate it. Just pick up right where you left off. There's nothing in your routine that you need to change up. You don't have to add in extra volume or extra sets to make up from the time that you've lost. I'm actually not too obsessed with trying to go back to the gym. I'm at this point in my life where I'm okay if I have to take a whole week off from the gym. It's one of those things where if there's just too much happening around me, I don't see it as like a life or death thing. If you asked me this though 5 years ago, yeah, this would be a life or death situation because I could not live without the gym. So I'll give the two scenarios if you are someone who's like that right now, and then if you're more on the chill side, I will also give advice on that. So if you are somebody who is just like eager to get back into it, this is what I would suggest. Go into the week as a deload. So still do your normal routine, still do all your regular exercises, the same amount of sets and reps. But what I would recommend is that you take the weights by half. Treat it like a deload week, meaning you're gonna go like 50% as to what you normally would do. So this could look like instead of doing 5 sets of 5 of squats, continue to do that, but instead of doing where you left off, let's say if it was like 85% of your max 1 rep, I would probably do 50 to 60% of that. The idea is that you're not going to go full on hard into the session. Your body is still recovering even though you feel good. There's a good chance that you could also relapse back into that fatigue because you were going way too hard. Your body is just under a new type of stress. This goes for even your accessory movements. If you're doing like a leg press, I wouldn't necessarily do your normal working weight. I would take probably half or 75% of that usual weight that you would do and just take it down a notch because the idea is that you're just getting back into the rhythm. You're trying to get your muscles back into working out again. They were just fatigued 2 days ago, 3 days ago. So let's not push it to the point where you gotta go so hard that you're going to end up waking up the next day feeling the same way. In terms of your nutrition, nothing should necessarily change. You should still be trying to hit your protein goal. You should still try to hit your calories, whether you're trying to cut or you're in maintenance. I would suggest probably just chilling in maintenance for about a week if you are on a deficit or if you're on a cut, because like when you are sick, your body does need 200 calories over your maintenance. It's just so it can survive. So there's nothing wrong with trying to get back on track and staying in maintenance. And then once you feel like your body has fully recovered by that next week, that when you were sick, then you can go back into the full-fledged routine that you were doing. You can go back into your deficit calories. You can do whatever it is. Like there actually is no set steps that you're supposed to do. You just do it like any other time when you fall off track, is you just get back on track the next day. The only difference being is that you just don't need to push yourself so hard in the gym, because what's going to happen is that you're going to have insane muscle soreness, might feel fatigued more than normal, that you're probably just not feeling your best. So then you try to push yourself and then you end up feeling disappointed that you couldn't go as hard as you normally do. And it's just, why push yourself when you know your body isn't even 100% recovered? But if you go in mindset of a deload week, then you know that, okay, I know I don't have to push myself hard. The whole idea is just to get in some movement, to get my body going again, to get the muscles fired up again. So there's nothing wrong with going in light and coming out light. You don't want your body to feel destroyed after having a week where you literally could not get out of bed. Now we can go into the second scenario. If you're more like me, where you're kind of chill, where it's like, yeah, I could go back to the gym today, but like I still want to take it easy. My only recommendation is just go on a walk. That's literally what I plan to do after I record this video and I edit. I plan on just going a really long walk because I have been indoors. I have not seen or felt sunshine for like the last 3 days. I have been bedridden. My body just feels kind of tired just from laying down. I even had this weird back cramp from laying in bed too long. So all I literally want to do is I just want to go on a walk. I want to feel the sunshine. I want to feel fresh air. I've been inside my apartment for so long to the point where it's just, I want to see other people and I want to see nature. And there's truly nothing wrong with that, because I am happy at the fact that the beginning of this week, I was able to work out 2 days. So I was able to get legs and back. And for me, that's more than enough. I did upper body and I did lower body. I'm just treating the rest of the week like a deload. A deload, you can choose to either go lighter in your sessions or you could just take the week off. Either way, I know that the more recovered my muscles are, the more I can actually push them harder than next week when I do go back to the gym. Now, would I be doing a deload when I go back into the gym? Probably not. I'm probably just going to go back into what I was normally doing because I know my body will be 100% recovered. I will be expecting to be more sore than normal just because my body has been really sedentary these last few days. Once I get back into my diet again, once I get back into eating high protein, 150 grams of protein, once I start eating like my carbs again, because I have not been tracking these last few days, so I have no idea where my calories are, where my protein even sits at. But I do know that once I get back into my normal routine, things do fall back into place. And the best thing about the body is that it's so quick to adapt. So your body was adapting really well when it was sick. It was trying its best to preserve as much energy, preserve as much as it can to help you heal. And now that I'm outside of that healing process, now my body is just like, okay, let's get back into it. So I know once I get back into my routine, it's gonna feel as if nothing really changed. So a summary, a recap: if you are somebody who is sick and you're trying to decide whether or not you should go to the gym, here are the key points to think about. As long as you're not feeling sick from the neck down, you could absolutely go to the gym and just hit some light session. I wouldn't necessarily hit the weights. I would probably try just some light cardio on the treadmill as like a warm up. And if you find during that warm up you're not exhausted, or if you're not feeling like you're having a hard time trying to breathe, then absolutely hit a light workout session. Treat the week like it's a deload. Do half the amount of weights that you normally would do, but continue doing your normal sets and reps just like as it was before you got sick. However, if you are contagious or if you have something like COVID, it's not recovering well, you can't even walk around the house and do household chores, please stay home. It's not just for your own safety, but just also for the other people around you in the gym. But now let's say you are recovered, then by all means, yes, you could go back to the gym, treat it like a deload is the same way, just like me, where you can still take the rest of the week off, wait until your routine or your split resets for the next week, and then go back into it. Or you can go back to the gym and push yourself to around the limits that when you were before you got sick. Of course, just some things to help. Just get back into a routine, eat your protein, go back to your regular calories, hydrated as much as you can. That doesn't change whether you're sick or not. And if you're just not sure where to even start, go on a walk. I'm gonna probably say that in every single video. Going on a walk is the best way to assess where you're at right now with your health. If you feel like you could keep going on a walk, you could hit 3 miles, 4 miles, and you know you're in good shape. If you can't even make it to a mile or less than a mile, then you know you should probably stay home and rest. Don't even worry about losing all your gains or your progress. Taking an entire week off or even 2 weeks, I promise, will do nothing. If you are feeling like you are small, it probably is just a depletion of glycogen levels, which is normal when your muscles are no longer being challenged, they're no longer swollen. It's just a scientific process that happens. That doesn't necessarily mean you lost mass. It's just your glycogen levels are low and you know exactly how to get them back up once you're feeling better. That concludes this video. If you found this super helpful, please make sure you like and subscribe. Leave any comments if you have any questions, and I will see you in the next video.